Hey guys, apologize, I haven't uploaded in a while. I was doing some traveling. I actually drove up to Canada in this car. Everything went well. I want to talk a little bit about vibrations in your exhaust system. I have catless downpipes, and I had noticed that when I was coming to a stop, I would get a vibration sound that would, just as the nose of the car settling down, you'd hear a bit of vibration. Then when the back end drops, it would go away. When I was turning left, it would actually make a bit of a rumbling, vibrating sound. And then when I'd straighten up, it would go away. Or also when I would be accelerating partial throttle, depending on the condition, you may hear a bit of like a kind of a concerning noise, like a motor mount head went bad or something, like a vibration throughout the whole car. But it would go away as soon as you let off, pressing the gas more than like 20-30%. So then I actually started looking under the car. In the middle of the car, there's actually a bracket, which I'm going to show you guys right about here, that bolts up to your transmission and actually holds the exhaust from moving left and right. It's kind of just there, bolts to the transmission, and then there's a bracket that holds the pipes like that, which I'll show you. And on my car, the screw had backed out. I guess this could happen over time. Screw fell out, the bracket dropped, and I had a lot of vibration just sitting at like a drive-through or just sitting idling. It would be like a nasty rattling sound. It was because the top of the bracket was actually rattling up against the exhaust. So what I did was I removed that bracket and then ordered a replacement piece so that it would get rid of that annoying rattle that was driving me nuts. And then I figured I'll throw it back into place. So I'd had it out for actually a couple months, and I got around to reinstalling the bracket. And what I want to show in this video is if you have catless downpipes and you're hearing rattling sounds, I want to show you how to adjust that bracket to pull the exhaust away from the passenger side of the car and give you the appropriate amount of clearance. Right around here, there's a contact point where there's a heat shield on the frame. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Just a real quick video in case you're having issues with rattling sounds with catless downpipes. Because if you just toss them in, you'll get this. You have to adjust that bracket down the middle of the car, and I bet there's a lot of people that haven't really gotten around to that. And also, you know what, it could be so minor that you would barely even notice it. I think before that bracket fell off, there was always just a bit of sound, depending on the, under the right condition, if you're cornering hard left, etc. So I think now that I've adjusted it so that it's pulling the exhaust more toward the middle of the car, no matter how hard I drive, I never get that sound. So I wanted to show you guys that now. Alright, so here we are under the car. That's the bracket that actually fell off my car. And then around the top of here, here's a bracket that bolts to the transmission. And if you look real close, you'll be able to see. Hey, let's get the light. If you look over here, you see how that's slotted? So that gives you a good like centimeter of travel to push this whole assembly over. So you can actually just get a pry bar, loosen up those bolts, basically loosen up these bolts over here, get a pry bar, push the whole exhaust over a good centimeter, and then you just lock down those two bolts, and that keeps everything over, shifted over, and it's very rigid once you've tightened it down, and that keeps your downpipe from hitting your frame up at the front. So that's what I wanted to show you. You know, if you have a random rattle noise, maybe this bracket fell off, the screw can maybe back out, and then at the top, around the top where this bracket comes up and over, you can see part of it here, that just rattles away and it's very annoying. So I removed this, waited for this bracket to come, and then I reinstalled this once I got this bracket, and then I used that opportunity to push everything over, and because it's slotted left and right, I locked everything down toward the middle of the car, and that avoids contact up at the front over there, because your downpipe actually touches your frame. I'll show you where. So right there, you can see that's where your contact area would be. There's barely any clearance. So when you turn left and right, it actually bangs up against that shield. So that's basically the gist of this video. I just wanted to show you that if you have catless downpipes, I'm not sure if it would affect a stock car, but if you have catless downpipes, you're not going to have clearance between the frame of the car and the actual downpipe while turning or accelerating. You may get a bit of a grumble or a rattle sound. So adjust that bracket in the middle of the car like I showed you, and it should give you all the clearance you need. Thanks for watching.